You mean everything to me because I know you mean everything to Christ. And Christ means everything to me.
And I called on the Lord. I said, man, Father, this is real. Will you watch over me? Will you raise them up to be strong? I'm just a man with flesh. This is what you called for in your scriptures. You said they wore studs and fringes, they got it on. You said they will follow the law, they doing it. You said under your house shine, they ought to love one another. And they doing it.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. The Isupk presents the Lord's 56th annual Passover going down right here in Atlanta, Georgia. We got a whole bunch of events lined up for y'all, including the annual lamb slaughter. You already know. Then it's the Hebrew Academy trials. Oh boy. Next, we got the children's party. Then, you know we got General Muhammad's scripture breakdown class and the Hebrew Academy graduation. The Lord's 56th annual Passover. Pay your Passover fee. It's only $200 to get all these exclusive events. Real black culture. The general's in attendance and the stage is set. It's going down. April the 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. This event is only for the black, Hispanic, and Native Indigenous people. We got a week full of events from April the 9th and the 13th. But remember, you gotta pay that Passover fee. It's only $200 to get every event exclusively. Here's the itinerary for the Lord's 56th annual Passover. April the 9th is the annual lamb slaughter. April the 10th is the kids party. At 7 p.m. later that night, General Muhammad's scripture breakdown class. April the 11th, the Hebrew Academy graduation. Later that night at 8 p.m. is the all-black party. April the 12th is the Lord's 56th annual Passover. April the 13th is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. $200, 17 years or older, pay your Passover fee. See you in Atlanta, Israel. Shalom.
All right, Shalom, Israel's priest and also the thousand Macabre with Isupk Detroit. To the right of me is my main man, Shaywan, priest and officer holding down Canada. I don't know why I said it like that. Like we have some beef with Canada. We don't. Take a second to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. We're going to go ahead and get started.
La'aya Shirala, which means to Israel. Amadium, which means stand. Sarpan Yahakodam, which means turn and face the east. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Bashamayim, Kodah, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Zaba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Baratiza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathanaw, Nakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalakana, Kawathnaw, Kasalakana, Kawathnaw, Wala'ah, Sabayano, Banasayawan, Ball, Awashayano, Mayan, Rad, Kaya, Maka, Amalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'atha Parah, Wa'alami, Amma.
The Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
This is a Hakak prayer in the Hebrew. Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Baba Kusha. Lathanano. Hakak. Larapa'ah. Kal Makala. Kal Madawa. Hakak. Latahar. Hamatizraim. Hakak. Lahakwayim. Hamathiam. Hakak. Arakawa. Hatama'ala. Lagarashan. Ba'Shem Yahushua. The water Aman.
In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power, the power to heal, all manner of sickness, and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out, in the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it.
This is the Blessed Israel prayer in the Hebrew. Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Barak Lano. Waya Sharala. Wahabaya. Barak. Shem Yahushua. The water Aman.
In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, bless us and Israel and the school in the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it.
This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Hahari, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Aizari, Ma'an, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayim, Wa'aratza, Al-Yathun, Lamawat, Galka, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Ayad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashemas, La'ah, Yakaka, Wairak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Parak, Yashamar, Afnapasha, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'aka, Wabawa'aka, Ma'itha, Wa'id Awalom.
Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
From
whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasharallah. Shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day. Nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. From this time forth. Even forevermore.
This is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Allahayim. Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Dalayamaka.
Al-Thakarash. All. Tashakwat. Kayahana. Awayabika. Yahama Wamashana. Yaka. Nasha'awa. Ra'ash. Al-Imaka. Ya'arim Yamwa. Salaki. Yarayamwa.
Yarayamya.
Sawad. Waya.
Taya Aitazawa.
Altazapawanya. Marwa. Lakawa. Wanakankidu. Magaya. Wala'ah. Yazakar. Shum Yasharallah. Iwad. Kaya. Nawa'aitazawa. Lab. Yakaba. Al-Yakar. Baryat. Yakarata. Ahahoya. Adawam. Wayashamai.
Wayashimai,
Alayam,
Alayam,
Mawa'aba,
Mawa'aba,
Wa'agarian,
Wahagarian,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Wa'amawan,
Wa'amawan,
Wa'amalak,
Wa'amalak,
Palashab,
Palashab,
I'm Yashabia,
I'm Yeshabi,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Dam Ashawar,
Damashawar,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Aiman,
Ayawa,
Ayawa,
Sarawai,
Sarawai,
Banya Lawat,
Bunya Lawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Aisha,
Ashad,
Laham,
Lahom,
Gamadian,
Gamadian,
Kasiyasa,
Kasiyasa,
Sara'ah,
Sara'ah,
Kayabian,
Kayabian,
Banakor,
Banakor,
Koyashwan,
Kawashwan,
Nashamadwa,
Nashimadwa,
Bayan,
Ba'ayan,
Dara,
Dara,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Dama,
Dama,
La'adama,
La'adama,
Shaythamba,
Sha'athama,
Nadayamawa,
Nadiyamawa,
Kaira,
Ka'ara,
Wakazaba,
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 Wakatizal,
Wakatizal,
Mana'ai,
Mana'ai,
Kal,
Kal,
Nasiyakama,
Nashiakama,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Amar,
Nairashah,
Nairashah,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Nawa,
Nawa,
Alahayim,
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 Alahayah,
Shaythamba,
Sha'athamba,
Gogala,
Gogula,
Kwash,
Kwash,
Lapani Rakah,
Lapunya Rakah,
Ka'ash,
Ka'ai,
Taba'ira Ya'ira,
Taba'ira Ya'ira,
Wakah,
Wakah,
Lahaba,
Lahaba,
Salahat,
Talahat,
Haryam,
Harayam,
Khan,
Khan,
Tharadapma,
Tharadapma,
Wasa'irika,
Wasa'irika,
Waba,
Waba,
Sawapatka,
Sawapaska,
Tabahalam,
Tabahalam,
Mala'ah,
Mala'ah,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Qualawan,
Payawan,
Wayabakwasha,
Wabakwasha,
Shumka,
Shumka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Behold,
Behold,
Adyad,
Ayai,
Wayakaparwa,
Waya Kapawa,
Wayabadu,
Waya Abadu,
Wayadai, Daiwa,
Waya Dawa,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Atha,
Atha,
Shumka,
Shumka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Baka,
Baka,
Al Yawan,
Ayawa,
Al Kal Haratiza.
I call Harakazah. This is Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence,
Keep not thy silence,
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
and hold not thy
and
peace,
hold not thy peace,
and be not still,
and be not still,
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
for lo,
for lo,
thy enemies make a tumult,
thine enemies make a tumult,
and they that hate thee
and they that hate thee
have lifted up the
have
head.
lifted up their head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people,
and consulted against thy hidden
and
ones.
consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
come
come,
and let us cut them
and
off
let us cut them off
from being a
from
nation,
being a nation.
that the name of Yasharallah
Let the name of Yasharallah
may be no more
may
remembered.
be no more remembered.
For they have consulted together
For they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against
They are
thee,
confederate against thee.
the tabernacles of
The
Edom,
tabernacles of Edom,
and the
and
Ishmaelites
the Ishmaelites
of Moab,
of Moab,
and the
and the
Hagarenes,
Hagarenes,
Gabal,
Gabal,
and
and Ammon,
and
and
Amalek, the
Amalek,
Philistines,
Philistines,
with the inhabitants of
the
Tyre.
inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also is joined with them.
Ashur also is joined with them.
They have hope in the children of
They
Lot
have hope in the children of Lot.
to
To
lie,
Lot,
do unto them
do unto them
as unto the
as
Midianites,
unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of
at the
Kizon,
brook of Kizon,
which perished at Endor.
perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the
They
earth,
became as dung for the earth.
make their nobles like a red,
Make the nobles like a red,
and like Z,
and like Z.
yea, or the princess as Zabah,
Or the princes of Zabah,
and as
and
Ramuna,
as
who
Almuna, who
said,
said,
let us take to
let
ourselves
us take to ourselves
the houses of Yahweh in possession.
the houses of Yahweh in possession.
O
O
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as the stubble before the
as
wind,
the stubble before the wind,
as the fire burneth the wood,
as the fire burneth the wood,
and as the flame setteth the mountains on
and as
fire.
the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest,
So persecute them with thy tempest,
and make them afraid with thy
and
storm.
make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame,
that they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O
O
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
let them be confounded
let them be confounded
and troubled
and troubled
forever.
forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to
let
shame
them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name
whose
alone
name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
are the most high
at the Most High
over all the earth.
over all the earth. This is the blessings prayer in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Wa Yahweh Shai,
Wa Yahweh Shah,
Ma Yaka'ala,
Wa Ma Yaka'Allah,
Wa Alahayim,
Wa Alahayim,
Atazabia,
Matazabia,
Alawap Yahana,
Alawap Yahana,
Ha Alawapian,
Ha Alawapim,
Al-Suranian,
Ha Suranyim,
Quatzayanya,
Ha Quatazayanyim,
Akaya Yalyam,
Hakaya Yaryim,
Waha Quathian,
Wa Ha Gwathim,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bashim Yahushai,
Ba Hashem Yahushua,
Wada Aman.
the Wada Aman in the English. Bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh,
and Yahweh Shai,
and Yahweh Shai,
and Michael,
and Michael,
and the angels,
and the angels,
Commander General Yohana,
Commanding General Yahana,
the generals,
the generals,
the captains,
captains,
the officers, the
officers,
troopers,
troopers,
and the sisters.
and the sisters.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh
in
Shai,
the name of Yahweh Shai,
thank you, so be it.
thank you, so be it. Sar, which means turn. Shabia, which means you may be seated. You be seated.
12 and 13. What possession need to read from Exodus 41 in the Hebrew class? I don't know why.
We're in the book of Exodus, chapter 13, and verse 13. Hebrew will call Qatar, Kamar, Abadah, Washah, Wa'am, Ma'ah, Wa'adah, Wa'ai, Rapatah, Wa'kal, Wa'kawar, Adam, Ba Banya, Ba Banya, Papadah, verse 14, Wahazah, Karyam, Yasha Allah, Banat, Mukhtar, Lamar, Ma, Na'ah, Wa'amar, God, all you want. Wahazah, Sadar, Wa, Taziyah, Manwa, Yahweh, Mahamatazari, Mabah, Yatha, Badi, verse 15, Wazah, Azah, Kaya, Akwash, Ha, Harai, Nasha, Lakanwa, Wayahara, Yahweh, Select Yahweh, Kal, Wakawar, Baratazah, Matazari, Mabakar, Adam, Wa'ai, Wakawar, Wahama, Al, Khan, Anya, Ba, Ma Yahweh, Kal, Qatar, Wakam, Azakari, Wakal, Akawar, Wanya, Apadah, verse 16, Wahazah, Lawa, Ah, Yadaka, Walata, Watapah, Bayan, Ayan Yaka, Kayal, Wakazah, Zada, Wataziyah, Anwa, Yahweh, Mahamatazari, verse 17. Yahya, Bashalah, Harai, Ha'ain, Wala'ah, Nakam, Alahain, Barak, Aratazah, Parashafia, Kaya, Pararot, Paralah, Para'am, Kaya, Amar, Alahain, Khan, Yanakam, Ba'ain, Baratham, Malakamah, Washabwa, Matazari, verse 18. Verse 18. But he saw Malahim, Hakan, Harak, Hamadabar, Yam, Sawa, Mashion, Awa, Maryam, Shirala, Maratizah, Matizari, verse 19. Wife Kwa, Masha, Itizam, Watha, Yabasa, Anwa, Kaya, Ashabai, Ashabayan, Banya, Shirala, Ba'amar, Pakwa, Yapakwa, Alahayim, Athakam, Wahai, Wahal, Aliyakam, Itizam, Banya, Mazah, Athakam. That's the end of verse 19. It's the end of the 7 verses. We'll read it in English. It's Exodus chapter 13, verse 13. And every firstling of an ass thou shalt redeem with a lamb. And if thou wilt not redeem it, then thou shalt break his neck. And all the firstborn of man among thy children shalt thou redeem. Verse 14. And it shall be when thy son asketh thee in time to come, saying, What is this? That thou shalt say unto him, By strength of hand the Lord brought us out from Egypt, from the house of bondage.
So what we see here is something that the Lord once done so we could better or remember, or as a staple to show the generations to come what took place and who got them out of that land of Egypt, which you see is deemed the house of bondage. So we see here that we're supposed to redeem, which could be ransom or buyback. And then when in the future your kids come and ask you, hey, what does this mean? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this practice? It's literally for this purpose so they can understand with a strong hand, meaning it wasn't something that was just whispered in somebody's ear and somebody was persuaded to let the children of Israel go out of this house of bondage. It was by a strong hand. It was by force to further reverence the Most High and give a clear understanding who the Most High is for, what he's capable for. And this is something that we ought to remember, and our children should remember as well. And as I think about this, how heavy would that be? And I'm pretty sure some of the Nat Turners, when they came into a particular understanding of the scripture, they understood that the Most High was with us. And it wasn't going to be with a particular marching or a particular rally in Washington, D.C. that's going to set us free and deliver us from captivity. It would be with a strong hand from the Most High. That's his will. So this should be some encouragement for us when we're dealing with these times that we're in now, when we're definitely oppressed. Unfortunately, some of our brothers, they don't feel that we're oppressed in this country. They don't feel that we're in bondage in this country. And that's because they can go to the store and buy the next pair of Nikes or the next pair of whatever. They feel free, but you're not free. You're in a system of control, which you have no power right now. We see it time and time again that we have no power. We march, nothing. We vote, nothing. We petition nothing. So when we remember this, we understand what we have to do. Keep those laws, statutes, and commandments, and let our power deliver us with a strong hand.
15. Came to pass when Pharaoh would hardly let us go, that the Lord slew all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both the firstborn of man and the firstborn of beast. Therefore I sacrifice to the Lord all that openeth the matrix, being males, but all the firstborn of my children I redeem.
So the outline of biblical usage for that word matrix is the womb. So he's further explaining that parallel between what's happening that the Lord requires and what he did when the Pharaoh hardened his heart and wouldn't let his people go. The Most High unalived all the firstborn males in Egypt. So as we do the same thing with our cattle in this situation, we remember what the Most High did for us. And then we redeem our children in that same manner because we're educating them. It's almost like we're in this system now. And it's no different from when I came into the truth. Like under Commander Junior, I was redeemed from this current world, this current situation, because now I understood I had to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. And Keely, because I understood who I was. If you think you're all nations, then this doesn't apply to you. You can find some wiggle room to get out of what you're supposed to be doing. But when you understand that you're a child of the Most High, that you're of the nation of Israel, there's something required of you.
So just while he's getting that, and this is something, another parable that Christ was trying to explain to the children of Israel, that unless a man be born again, he'll never enter the kingdom of heaven. And what he's saying is, like, you got to really come out of America. You got to really come out of the old ways of the way you were thinking, the way you were living. And you got to start a new life. You know what I mean? Like Ezekiel said, shall these bones live? You know what I mean? And that life is learning the laws, statutes, and commandments and keeping them. That life that the children of Israel were getting ready to go into, this is a new life. This isn't a life under Pharaoh,
right?
A life under another nation, but this is a life where we can be free to serve our God and keep our laws and keep our culture.
That's right.
I just wanted to pull Deuteronomy 10 and the 12th verse, which reads, "And now Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee, but to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul." So it didn't say what all and now all nations, or now the Philistines or the Canaanites. It says, and now Israel. This lets you know that there was something particular that Israel had to do that the other nations weren't required to do. And we need to walk in all his ways. We need to fear the Most High. This is why we have a better understanding of what we should and shouldn't do. If we think that the Most High is all loving and all forgiving, that's not going to turn a thief from stealing. He's just going to steal and say, well, I can just ask the Most High to forgive me. He's going to forgive me and I'll just go do it again. No, we need to fear the Most High and then walk in all his ways. It didn't say the ways of Donald Trump, the ways of the United States of America. It didn't say those things. It says all his ways, and we find his ways in the law, statutes, and commandments. We find his ways in the Bible that is written to us, for us, by us. FUBU. All right, go ahead.
Come. Verse 16. And it shall be for a token upon thine hand, and for frontlets between thine eyes. For by strength of hand the Lord brought us forth out of Egypt.
And he reiterated that point because it's so heavy. It wasn't like one of those things to where, oh, some circumstance happened and the children of Israel was delivered. It was a great earthquake, or another nation came in and was beefing and we just kind of escaped. No, it was by the strength of the Most High's hand. When you look at all of those plagues that happened, there's nobody but the Most High that could have controlled that, especially in the manner that it was controlled. When we talk about locusts showing up overnight in the east wind, and then as soon as Moses prays for the Most High to rid Egypt of those locusts, that same east wind comes and now they're gone. It wasn't no coincidence that all the firstborn of the Egyptians died. That's not a coincidence. You can't see that happening today like that. That's why earlier in the scripture it said it was a crime that happened in Egypt that has never happened before, nor will it happen like that again. This is something that is unique to this situation. And we should remember it and thank the Most High that he did such a thing. And then we shouldn't forget how he did it, because then we have a better understanding of what God we serve. We don't serve the God that they put in front of us that allows you to be a transformer. We don't serve a God like that. We serve a God that is just, that will punish the unjust, who has a standard. And that standard didn't change between the Old Testament and the New Testament. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 17. And it came to pass, when Pharaoh had let the people go, that God led them not through the way of the land of the Philistines, although that was near. For God said, lest peradventure the people repent when they see war, and they return to Egypt.
So he took them a different path, and not the path of the way of the Philistines, because he didn't want those individuals that might be weak in spirit, that might not understand or really see how the Most High operates and be scared of war, end up saying, oh, let us go back. And unfortunately, we do that time and time again. We do that to this day. We get out of a situation and we return to our own vomit out of fear, because at that particular time, we wasn't strong enough to endure, to stay the course. And that's what we must do. We have to endure and stay the course. Put our faith in the Most High. Put our faith in the power that we serve, and not putting our faith in whether food stamps is going to be in this month, whether Trump is going to give us another stimulus check. We have to put our faith in the Most High. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 18. But God led the people about through the way of the wilderness of the Red Sea. And the children of Israel went up harnessed out of the land of Egypt. 19. Verse 19. And Moses took the bones of Joseph with him, for he had straitly sworn the children of Israel, saying, God will surely visit you, and ye shall carry up my bones away hence with you.
That's some brotherhood right there. That man had his bones with him. Like, come on now.
These are the next 7 verses in the Hebrew. Exodus chapter 13, verse 20. Wayasa'ai wa masakath wayakanwa ba'atham bakwa tazaha hamadabar. Verse 21. Wa Yahweh halak lapanyaham Ya Wamam Ba'ai Mawad Ainan Lana Katham Hadarak Wallah Yallah by my wad Ash Laha Ayar Laham Lalakath Yawamam Wallah Yallah. Verse 22. La'ah Yam Yash I'm a wad Ha'ainan Yawamam Wa'ai Mawad Ha'ash La Yallah Lapanya Ha'aim. Exodus chapter 14 and verse 1. Wayadabar Yahweh Al Masha La Amar. Verse 2. Dabar Al Banya Yasharala. Wayashab Wa Wayaka Nawa Lapanya Paya Hakayar Tabayan Magadol Wabayan Hayam Lapanya Baal Tazapan Nakawa Thakanwa Al Hayam. Verse 3. Wa'amar Parai Labanya Yasharala Naba Kayam Ham Barataza Sagar Al Yaham Hamadabar. Verse 4. Wakazah Kwathya Ath Laba Parai Raradap Akar Yaham Waka Bada Baparai Wabakal Kayalwa Wayadabai Wamatazarium Kaya Anya Yahweh Waya Aishwa Khan That's the end of the 7 verses. We're going to get it in the English. This is Exodus chapter 13 and verse 20. And they took their journey from Sukkoth and encamped in Etham, in the edge of the wilderness. Shemai. Verse 21. And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of cloud to lead them the way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light to go by day and night.
So the Most High here is still guiding the nation of Israel in the way or the path in which he wants them to go. So by day, it was with a cloud. So if you can imagine just a notable cloud before the camp going in a particular direction, and that's what they're following. And then by night, a pillar of fire. Now, I don't have the specific understanding of exactly what that would look like, but you can imagine a pillar of fire. You know what a pillar is. You know, I know sometimes it was depicted as like a tornado on fire going before the camp, and that gave them light at night to keep traveling so they don't get lost. You know, it's not like it is today where most cities that you travel through have lights almost everywhere. I remember I was going up to I think it was like Mackinac, up at the top of the glove in Michigan, and it was a stretch of road for miles that had not one street light. And in my head, because I was young and half retarded, I said, let me cut off my lights, because I just wanted to see. And when I cut off my lights, it was pitch black. I couldn't see anything. And then I pulled over because I'm inquisitive, like, and don't do this. And I just wanted to look up and just see, do I see, like, if unfortunately that night I didn't see stars, so you didn't even have that light. I don't know where the moon was at that night because I didn't see it, but I saw no light. And then in my head, it's just like, man, it could be a bear 4 feet to the left of me, and I just don't know it. Like that's how dark it is. So imagine a situation like that, but now you have this pillar of fire guiding you. Go ahead.
Come. Nor the pillar of fire by night from before the people.
He kept those clouds and that pillar of fire there to continually guide the nation of Israel. Go ahead.
Khan. This is
So he gave them a specific area where he wanted the nation of Israel to camp at. And we got to remember, when you go outside that direction of the Most High, it's almost like you're going outside the protection of the Most High. It's like, let's say they didn't want to camp there because they saw a couple spiders and they felt a few miles down the road that was a better spot to camp. Anything could have happened to them. And it would have been the will of the Most High, because the will of the Most High said, camp here. Keep going.
Verse 3.
So now Pharaoh is being brought back up into this situation. And he's like, all right, they all caught up in the land of this wilderness. And they kind of shut in. And it's almost like baiting him. Go ahead.
Come.
And I will harden Pharaoh's heart. You see that phrase because it's important. We got to understand this is something that the Most High wants to happen. It says, and I will harden Pharaoh's heart. Go ahead.
Khan.
He shall follow after.
That he's going to follow after you. He's going to take pursuit. Go ahead.
And I will be honored upon Pharaoh.
And he's going to be honored upon Pharaoh. How is that? Go ahead.
And upon all his host, that the Egyptians may know that I am the Lord. And they did so.
So something is going to happen that these Egyptians are going to know without a shadow of a doubt that the Most High is the Lord, and that it's Him that's causing all of this.
I'm going to pick it back up in the Hebrew. This is chapter 14 and verse 5. Wayagad, Lamakal, Matuzarium, Kaya, Barak, Ha'ain, Wayahapak, Labab, Parai, Waibad, Yawa, Al, Ha'ain, Waya Marwa, Maha, Za'ath, Aishayanwa, Kaya, Shalakanwa, Ath, Yasharala, Maibadnawa. Verse 6, Waya Asar, Ath, Ra Kabwa, Wa'ath, Imwa, Lakwak, Imwa. Verse 7, Wayaquad, Shasha, Ma'awath, Rakab, Bakawar, Wakal, Rakab, Matazarium, Washalash, Salakia, Washalashma, Al, Kalwa, verse 8, Wayakazak, Yahweh, Ath, Lab, Parai, Malak, Matazarian, Wayaradap, Akaria, Banya, Yasharala, Wabanya, Yasharala, Yatazayam, Bayad, Ramah. Verse 9, Wayarad Pawa, Matazarium, Akaryaham, Wayasha, Salakia. Wayasha Yagwa, Awatham, Kanyam, Al, Hazam, Kal, Sawasar, Rakab, Parai, Wapar, Shayawa, Waka, Yalwa, Al, Paya, Paka, Yarath, Lapanya, Baal, Tazapan. Verse 10, Waparai, Aqua, Rayab, Wayasha'awa, Banya, Yasharala, Ath, Ayan, Yaham, Wahana, Matazarian, Nasai, Akaryaham, Wayayaraawa, Ma'ad, Wayataza, Aikwa, Banya, Yasharala, Al, Yahweh. Verse 11. This is the last verse, verse 11. Waya Marwa, Al, Masha, Hama, Balya, Ayan, Quabarium, Ba Matazarium, Laqua, Kathanwa, Lamawath, Bamad, Bara, Maha, Za'ath, Aishath, Lanwa, Laha, Watazaya Yanwa, Ma Matazarium. That's the end of verse 11, the end of the 7 verses. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 14 and verse 5 in the English. And it was told the king of Egypt that the people fled. And the heart of Pharaoh and of his servants was turned against the people. And they said, why have we done this, that we have let Israel go from serving us?
So now what we see here is that the king of Egypt, which is Pharaoh, and the people, now they have a change of heart. Because just when all them plagues was hitting them, and then their firstborn was dying, guess what happened? They were ecstatic to get them, the children of Israel, out the land of Egypt. But it almost, and you know, in my head, it's just like, all right, now that you got to go make your own bricks and got to go get your own grain to make your own bread, you feel some type of way. Because they said, why did we let them go from serving us? And we have to pay attention to that situation just because of the simple fact that how do you think America views us? We're in a situation of servitude and captivity. Our oppressor doesn't want to go farm and pick they didn't want to pick cotton. They don't want to wash their own cars. They don't want to be the garbage men. That's something that they did not want to be. That's something that they didn't want to do. So no matter how much they dislike us, they want us to serve them. That's the whole point. They want us to be in servitude to them. And that's not the plan that the Most High had for us. That's not the plan that the Most High has for us currently. But the Most High has a plan for Pharaoh. Because remember, the scripture just said that he hardened Pharaoh's heart. So the Most High wanted this to happen. Go ahead.
Come. With him.
So now he's like, all right, let's get the whip. Let's mount up. It's time to go. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And he took 600 chosen chariots and all the chariots of Egypt and captains over every one of them.
So now you see the force in which he's traveling in. 600 chosen chariots. That's like your best ones. And then all the chariots of Egypt. That's all the rest of them. Go ahead.
Verse 8. And the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and he pursued after the children of Israel. And the children of Israel went out with an high hand.
So again, it keeps reiterating the point that the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh. The Lord is what's causing this to happen, and it's for a particular reason. No different than when he hardened Pharaoh's heart, plague after plague, time after time. It was all those plagues that happened. The Most High was showing a point that there's no God in Egypt that can F with me. There's no God in Egypt that's on my level. You got a frog god? Here go your frogs. Oh, you think you're mighty and powerful? Take some locusts. Take some flies. Or you still strong enough on that end? Guess what? I'm going to end up taking out one of your firstborn or all of your firstborn in the land of Egypt. Fight against that. Go ahead.
Verse 9. Pursued after them all the horses and his horsemen and his beside Hiroth before Baal-Zephon.
So Pharaoh and his army and all them chariots and all those horsemen, guess what? They caught up with him. They caught up with them, guess what? In the exact place where the Most High wanted them to camp. Sounds like a setup to me. Sounds like the Most High is working to me. Go ahead.
Good. Verse 10. And when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel.
So as Pharaoh is getting closer and closer, now the children of Israel looking up and they seeing, oh man, here come Pharaoh, and here come his army. Go ahead.
And behold, the Egyptians marched after them.
So now now they chasing them. Go ahead.
And they were sore afraid.
And Israel got shook. That's all that means. Israel got shook. Go ahead.
And the children of Israel cried out unto the Lord.
Which they should have been doing. That's exactly what they should have been doing. Crying out to the Lord. They didn't. I'm happy to see that the scripture didn't say, and the children of Israel cried out to Ra. They cried out to the Most High, their power, the power that just brought them out of the land of Egypt, but they still shaky a little bit. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And they said unto Moses, because there were no graves in Egypt.
And now they talking a little soft right here. They got a little scary talk. And what we see here is they're talking about because there was no graves in Egypt. Go ahead.
Kanawakan. Hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness?
Oh, y'all, you just gonna take us away to die in the wilderness? Now, just thinking about the spirit of that question right there. And I used to think about this very often. Like the children of Israel seen things that we haven't been privileged to see. They were a part of that famine. They were a part of plague after plague, and the Most High had a hedge of protection around them each time. And it's almost like, man, how they just gonna so quickly turn around and question this situation? Like, it's almost like, how soon did they forget how powerful the Most High is? Like, this is the issue. If the Most High just unalived all of their firstborn, what do you think he can do in this situation? But the spirit of Israel was weak in this moment. Go ahead.
Wherefore hast thou dealt thus with us, to carry us forth out of Egypt?
Like, why you deal with us like this? Why'd you take us out of Egypt just for them to hunt us down in the wilderness and unalive us? Why you do this? All right, so we're gonna get these verses.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 14, and verse 12 in the Hebrew. Hala'ah, Zahar, Hadabar, Ashar, Dabar Nawah, Alayak, Ba Matazarium, La Amar, Kadal, Ma Manwa, Wanai, Bada, Ath, Matazarium, Kaya, Tawab, Lanwa, Ibad, Ath, Matazarium, Ma, Mathanwa, Ba Madabar, verse 13, Wayamar, Masha, Al, Ha'im, Al, Thayara'awa, Hatha, Yatazab, Wa, Wabawa, Ath, Yashawa'ith, Yahweh, Oshar, Yaisha, Lakam, Hayawam, Kaya, Ashar, Rayatham, Ath, Matazarium, Hayawam, La'ah, Tha Sapat, Salaki, Tha Sapwa, Laratham, Iwad, Id, Iwalam, verse 14. Yahweh, Yalakam, Lakam, Watham, Lakar, Shawan, verse 15. Wayamar, Yahweh, Al, Masha, Maha, Tatazai, Kwa, Al Ya, Dabar, Al, Banya, Yasharala, Wayasa, Iwa, verse 16. Watha, Haram, Ath, Matak, Wanasa, Ath, Yadak, Al, Hayam, Wabakwa, Ihawa, Wayaba, Awa, Banya, Yasharala, Bathwak, Hayam, Bayabasha, verse 17. Verse 17. Wa'anya, Hananya, Makazak, Ath, Lab, Matazarian, Waya, Bawa, Akar, Yaham, Waka, Bada, Bapar, Iha, Wabakal, Ka Yawa, Barak, Kabwa, Wabapar, Shayawa, verse 18. Wayadai, Wa Matazarian, Kaya, Anya, Yahweh, Baka, Badia, Bapar, Iha, Barak, Bawa, Wapa, it's like a Waba, Parash, Yawa. That's the end of the 7 verses. We're going to get the next 7 in the English. It's Exodus chapter 14 and verse 12. Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians?
So now they still in their feelings. Ain't this what we told you back in Egypt? They didn't want to leave back in Egypt. They were safe here or safe there in the land of Egypt in a little condition, and they were content with serving the Egyptians. Doesn't that sound familiar today? How familiar does that sound when you have your own family, your friends saying the same thing when we tell them, hey, y'all got to come up out of her. Y'all got to stop participating. Y'all have to go against the grain. Yes, it may be uncomfortable for a time. Yes, it may be hard. And they just like, nah, man, leave us alone. Let us keep serving this people. They think this nation is great because this nation has holidays that, Valentine's Day, now they all mushy in the inside. All birthdays, and now you feel like you special for a day or a week. I was walking my dogs a few days ago, and I promise you, I see a Christmas tree in somebody's house, still up, right in front of the window. It's March, and they still have this idol up in their house. They are content with serving Pharaoh. They are scared to be free. Go ahead.
If I may, I don't want. There's a show that I watch. It always comes to mind, when I think about this topic. It's a show called Barbarians. It was on Netflix, and the whole premise of the story was the Roman Empire going around destroying nations, and one of the nations that they destroyed was the Germans. And in this show, you see all the children of the Germans rise up and go to war against the Romans because they can never get out of their minds the atrocities that they saw that was done to their parents, when they were little children, Salaki. They show this 6-year-old girl watching her father be murdered from a Roman. And she grows up and she's like, I could never integrate with these people. And it's like, it's always hard for me to understand why we as a people can't get this. Like, we're the children of slaves here in America. And we've seen, documentaries like Roots. We've seen things like Django. We have all the records out that you can type it in on Google. You know what I mean? We're only now starting to translate some of the books that were written in French that happened to our people in Saint Martinique in Haiti, where they're putting firecrackers up grown men's butts and lighting it on fire. Like, these are the things that they're doing to our people, and we should never be in this place complacent. We shouldn't be in this place thinking, oh, let's integrate with these people. We should never be in this place thinking this is our rest. Like it says in the Bible, this is not your rest. This isn't a place where, you just have kids and grow them up and everybody should be happy-go-lucky. Like the Bible says, one of the reasons for having a son is because he can go to war against your enemies. Like we're really destroyed here in America. And, this verse right here, it's really letting you know the mindset of a lot of our people, where we sit here and truly say, we're fine here in America. Who cares what happened? Who cares that our babies were being fed to alligators? Who cares that our women had their breasts cut off so they couldn't, nurse their babies? Who cares that they made us nurse our oppressors' babies before nourishing our own? Who cares about all these atrocities? We enjoy Valentine's Day. We enjoy Christmas. We enjoy the crumbs of being here in America. Like we're really sick in the head having that mindset here in America. And that's why the ISUPK is such a beautiful place for us, where we can actually be healed. Where we can get out of this abuser's mentality of just sitting here and constantly taking it. We got to really truly fear our mind. And that's what Christ said, that you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. There's a lot of freedom being inside the ISUPK, where you can break that mental bondage and teach that to your kids. You don't have to teach your children to be slaves. There's something better for us. It's lucky.
That's a heavy point that the brother was bringing out, because this next generation is where, or these upcoming generations is where that freedom definitely lies in. We need to be the forerunners on the ground, showing our children how to be free in captivity, how to be free in this situation, so we can be ultimately free altogether. It's no different than when Christ walked this earth. Christ was not free. He was in captivity, but he was free because he didn't give two pennies about what the world was saying. He did what the Most High wanted him to do. He followed those laws, statutes, and commandments in captivity. We can be the same here today. We can follow those laws, statutes, and commandments. We can teach our kids those laws, statutes, and commandments. They can't miss something they never had. How powerful is that? They can't miss Christmas if they never had Christmas. They can look at it from afar at times and be like, I wonder what's that about. And you just double down on it and say that's nothing. That's pagan worship. That's not of our God. And then they do the same thing with their kids continually. And now you have a generation after generation of free people mental slavery is sometimes more heavier than physical slavery. We got to be mindful of that. All right, go ahead.
Verse 13. And Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will show to you today. For the Egyptians whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever. Verse 14. The Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. And the Lord said unto Moses, wherefore criest thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel, that they go forward. But lift up thy rod, and stretch out thine hand over the sea, and divide it. And the children of Israel shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea. Stop. Cut it out now. Move. Move. Salakia, verse 17. And I, behold, I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, and they shall follow them. And I will get me honor upon Pharaoh, and upon all his host, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen.
So what we see is, again, super heavy here. So he tells Moses to lift up thy rod and stretch out thy hand over the sea and divide it. Now you see that power of the Most High working through Moses. And then it says, and the children of Israel shall walk on dry ground. That's, to me, is even more heavier, because you already know underwater it's going to be all muddy. People can get stuck, this and that. Look at the Most High working. Divide this sea, and y'all going to walk on dry ground. And then, again, hardening the Egyptians' hearts. The Most High has plans to get honor or a particular reputation from what's about to happen. And again, that's not being all love, being all cotton candy and rainbows. That's being a power to the nation of Israel. That's being a terrible and mighty God. It's not what you think today, where you can just hold hands with every nation and he's just going to love every nation. He does not. He clearly put a difference between the nation of Israel and the Egyptians. And now he's showing you by force. That's why earlier it says, and with a strong hand, he guided them out, took them out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. That's what happened. And it's doubling down on it now, because now he's going to do something to Pharaoh and his whole army that's going to gain him honor. Go ahead.
Verse 17. And I, Salakia. Verse 18. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord, when I have gotten me honor upon Pharaoh, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen. We're going to get the next 7 verses in the Hebrew. This is Exodus 14 and verse 19. Wayasa'ai Mala'ak Ha'alahayim Hahalak Lapanya Makana Yasharala Wayalak Ma'akar Yaham Ayasa'ai Imwad Ha'ainan Mapan Yaham Wayamad Ma'akar Yaham. Verse 20. Wayaba'a Bayan, Makana, Matuzarian, Wabayan, Makana, Yasharala, Wayaha, Yahanan, Waha Kashak, Wayara, Ath, Halaya, Laha, Wala'a, Kwarab, Zaha, Al, Zaha, Ka, Allah, verse 21. Wayat, Masha, Yadwa, Al, Hayam. Hamyam, verse 22. Wayaba wa, Banya. Laham, Kawama, Mayam Yanawam, Wamasha, Ma'alam, verse 23. What Yaham, Kal, Sawas, Parai, Rakabwa, Wapar, Shayawa, Al, Thawam, Hayam, verse 24. Yahaya, Basha, Marath, Habakwar, Wayash, Kwapa, Na, Marak, Wayana, Bakab, Datha, Wayamar, Matazarium, Anwa, Saha, Panya, Yasharala, Kaya, Yahawa, Nalakam, Laham, Ba Matazarium. 7 verses. This is Exodus chapter 14, verse 19 in the English. The angel of God, which went before the camp of Israel, moved and went behind them. And the pillar of the cloud went from before their face and stood behind them.
So imagine this pillar again. I've seen it likened to a tornado, or yeah, I guess that's what a tornado. And it was leading them in the beginning, and now it goes behind them, and it's almost in a defensive position. Because as the Egyptians were getting close, Israel is a little, they're getting a little scary right now. So now that cloud goes from the front, now it's in the back. Go ahead.
Verse 20. And it came between the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of Israel. And it was a cloud and darkness to them.
So now this cloud and darkness was to them, meaning the Egyptians. They couldn't see what Israel was doing. They couldn't see what was going on. Go ahead.
But it gave light by night to these, so that the one came not near the other all the night.
So now it was that dividing factor. No matter day nor night, you see that it was division between the camp. It was that separation. It was that hedge of protection. Go ahead.
Verse 21. And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night. And
so you got this wind, and remember, it says all that night. So that strong east wind is causing the sea to go back. Go ahead.
And made the sea dry land.
And now it made the sea dry land. That's a strong east wind right there. And I've seen instances where, I mean, you can just do a simple experiment, get a cup of water or a little plate of water and put a fan on it. And then as you see that fan blow that water is going to move. And then eventually where that the air meets the plate, that's going to be solid and dry. Keep going.
And the waters were divided.
And the waters were divided. Simple as that. You said 22. Verse 22. And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground. So now you see that the children of Israel is in travel. They're going in the midst of the sea. They're traveling through the sea and they're on dry ground. And the waters were a wall unto them on their right, Salakia, on their right hand and on their left. So now, if you can imagine, as they're traveling through this sea, there's a wall of water to the right of them and a wall of water to the left of them, and the ground is dry. We have to pay attention to how the Most High is working here, because this is not no simple act. This is not something that you can just attribute to, oh, it just happened in nature. And, you know, time and time again, sometimes very often, you have certain scientists that want to try to explain away the miraculous nature of the plagues that took place and the crossing of the Egypt. All this happened. It was low tide. And in the low tide, they were able to walk on ground, and blah, blah, blah. No, it wasn't a low tide. The ground wasn't wet either. It was a wall on the right and the left hand. Verse 23, and the Egyptians pursued and went in after them to the midst of the sea, even all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. So now you have the whole army in hot pursuit. And they're now in the midst of the sea. They're in, so let's say that sea was a mile across. They're in the middle of it. They're in it. Verse 24, and it came to pass that in the morning watched the Lord, and it came to pass that in the morning watched the Lord looked unto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar. So that watchman of the Lord looked and saw, and it was through the pillar of fire and of the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians. So now he had to slow him down. He troubled them just a wee bit, because what the Most High planned for him, it ain't ready. It's almost ready, but it ain't ready yet. Go ahead.
Verse 25, and took off their chariot wheels, that they drave them heavily, so that the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Israel, for the Lord fighteth for them against the Egyptians.
So now you see, they ain't got no wit. They just got jacked. And now they scared. because something just happened to where they can't move. They're stuck. They was feeling all good. They was feeling all greasy. They was about that life until they got in the midst of that sea and got stuck.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 26 in the Hebrew. Wayamar, Yahweh, Al, Mashah, Natah, Ath, Dak, Al, Hayam, Wayashabwa, Hamyam, Al, Matazariam, Al, Rakabwa, Wa'al, Parash, Yawah, verse 27, Wayat, Mashah, Ath, Yadwa, Al, Hayam, Wa Yashab, Hazam, Lapan, Watha, Bakwar, Laya, Thanwa, Wa Matazarium, Na Sayam, Lakwar, Athwa, Waya Naira, Yahweh, Ath, Matazarium, Bathawak, Hayam, verse 28. Wa Yashab, Wa Hamyam, Wayakaswa, Ath, Harakba, Wa'ath, Apar, Shayam, Lakal, Hayal, Parai, Abayam, Akar, Yaham, Bayam, La'ah, Nasha'ar, Baham, Id, Akkad, verse 29. Wabanya, Yasharala, Halak Wa, Bayab, Shahah, Bathwak, Hayam, Wahamyam, Laham, Hama, Mayam, Yanam, Wamash, Ma'alam, verse 30. Waya, Washai, Yahweh, Bayawam, Ha Hawa'ah, Ath, Yasharala, Mayad, Matazarium, Wayara'ah, Yasharala, Ath, Matazarium, Math, Al, Shapath, Hayam. Verse 31. Come. Verse 31. Wayara'ah, Yasharala, Ath, Hayad, Agadal, Ashar, Aisha, Yahweh, Ba Matazarium, Waya Yara'awa, Ha'aim, Ath, Yahweh, Waya'am, Yanwa, Ba Yahweh, Waba Masha, Ibadwa. This is Exodus chapter 15, verse 1. Azah, Ya Shayar, Masha, Wabanya, Yasharala, Ath, Hasha, Yara, Hazaath, La Yahweh, Wayamarwa, La Mar, Ash Yara, La Yahweh, Kaya, La'ah, Ga'ah, Sawath, Wara, Kabwa, Ramah, Bayan. That's the end of the 7 verses. We're going to pick it back up in the English. 6. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 26. And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand over the sea, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots and upon their horsemen.
That's that setup. They was feeling real greasy. They was about that life. And then next thing you know, the Most High led them into a trap. For all of Israel to watch the demise of the army of the Egyptians. Simple as that. This is how the Most High said he was going to get honor. And that way was to unalive all the horsemen, all the chariots, everybody who was on foot, everybody. Go ahead.
Khan, verse 27. And Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to his strength when the morning appeared. And the Egyptians fled against it. The Lord overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea.
So as these walls of water are coming down, now they trying to run. And they weren't lucky. They didn't have Hussein Bolt speed. They couldn't get away. And guess what? Remember, the Most High hardened Pharaoh's heart, hardened the Egyptians' heart, so they can chase Israel, so they can want to unalive the Israelites, just so he can show his power in that situation, just so this can happen. So again, we got to be mindful that the Most High is not all rainbows. He's not that God that just wants to hold hands and forgive everybody and walk and jump and skip through the fields and get that picture of the Sound of Music in your head and the ladies just out there, Sound of Music. Nah, that's not him. Unalivement and destruction. You get out of order, punishment. That's the God we serve. That's why the scripture I read in Deuteronomy, it says, fear the Lord, walk in all his ways. That's what we have to do. Go ahead.
Verse 28.
Not nan one of them Egyptians survived. Not one. The whole army gone with some water. Woof. That's the power that we serve. That is the same power that we serve to this day. So when we have situations where we think is our backs against the wall, that's nothing for the Most High. We just got to trust and come back to our power, because when we don't, you see what happens. Go ahead.
If I could, I'd have won. Sitting here as a fighting for the Egyptians' army. That's why we tell you, don't join. Left. Okay? And the Lord's going to destroy you. Waiting for your oppressor. So
against your own people.
Against your own people.
That's a heavy point.
Salakia.
Shalom, never should with that.
Verse 29. The children of Israel walked upon dry land in the midst of the sea, and the waters were a wall unto them.
Yeah.
Come on. Verse 29. Verse 29. But the children of Israel walked upon dry land in the midst of the sea, and the waters were a wall under them on their right hand and on their left. Verse 30. Thus the Lord saved Israel that day out of the hand of the Egyptians, and Israel saw the Egyptians dead upon the seashore.
That is another heavy point. The Most High wanted the Israelites to see, to witness what just happened. Like he smote it all of them. And then it got to the point where they're sitting at this shore and they just see that whole army that they were being chased unalive. They see that whole army laid to waste. And this is right after they was talking that garbage, talking about some, oh, you brought us out in here to die. It wasn't enough graves in Israel, so you brought us out in the wilderness to die. Come on. And this is after they seen plague after plague that the Most High laid upon the Egyptians, the power that he laid upon, that he portrayed. So the Most High said, I'm going to get honor in this way. And in the way he got that honor was unaliving Pharaoh, the Egyptians, the horsemen, the chariots, all of them. That's how he wanted to gain honor. He didn't want to gain honor by holding hands and having a peace treaty with them. They already messed up. He hardened their hearts so this can happen. Go ahead.
Verse 31. And Israel saw that the great work which the Lord did upon the Egyptians, and the people feared the Lord.
Now, pay attention to that. The great work. That's something that you have to keep in your mind. This was a great work. We shouldn't look back at it and be like, oh man, that wasn't right. Shut up. Like, this was a great work. And now you have fear. And again, that's what Deuteronomy 10 and 12 said. Fear the Lord thy God. That's what you need to do. Fear him. Go ahead.
And the people feared the Lord and believed the Lord and his servant Moses.
And now they believed. That's what you so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, and First Nation people, that's what y'all need to do. Fear and believe. Y'all scared of everything. Chips in your hand. Y'all scared of drones, foods, all of this. But you're not scared of the power that can set you free and shake up all of this. You're not scared of the power that literally will destroy nations just for you. Not for everybody else, just for you. Keep going.
Khan. This is Exodus chapter 15, verse 1. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord, and spake, saying, I will sing unto the Lord, for he hath triumphed gloriously.
He has what?
Triumphed gloriously.
One more time.
Triumphed gloriously.
That wasn't with a contract or an agreement.
Triumphed gloriously.
You see that? That was a glorious triumph. The unaliving of all of those stanky Egyptians. So what do you think is going to happen to America? What do you think is going to happen to these other nations that has dealt with us the same way? The Most High will triumph gloriously. That's what we have to understand, and it will be righteous. Keep going.
The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea.
They made a whole song about this event, and they singing unto the Most High. We have to embody that same spirit. We have to have that same mindset. We can't look at our people being unalived on camera. We can't know our history of how our children was treated, how our women was treated, how our fathers was treated in captivity, and just say, oh, well, forgive and forget, or we're better now. We're not in that same situation. Shut up. You sound stupid. There's nothing that has changed outside of us being so destroyed that when they took the chains off, we didn't leave. We wanted to still work for the oppressor. You seen what happened in that whole segregation movement. It's almost like, or integration. Massa, how come we can't use your bathroom? How come we can't drink out of your water fountain? How come we can't eat your fried chicken? You sound special. It don't make no sense. You wanted to be a part of them so bad that you were willing to give your children unto them as almost sacrifices. Because look at the condition of our people now. I put a post up on Facebook a few weeks ago, and if you guys ever really paid attention to those pictures that are iconic to some people when that first school was integrated, and you got them little kids being walked or escorted into the school by military, why would you want to put your kids in that situation? Does that make sense? Why would you want your kids to even be in that situation? That makes no sense. And then for the older kids, you see them walking in the schools and you just see a whole crowd of hateful people, hateful Edomites yelling and screaming. You see the hate in those people's eyes, and you think it's a good work to want to go and be a part of that situation. Come out of her, my people. Go ahead.
Khan, these are the last 7 verses in the Hebrew. This is Exodus chapter 15, starting at verse 2. From verse 2 to verse 8. Isaiah Wazam Ratha Yaha Wa Yahaya Laya Layash Waiha Zaha Alya Wa'an Wahawa Alahaya Abaya Wa'ar Ma Mana Hawa, verse 3. Yahweh Ayash Malakma Yahweh Shamwa, verse 4. Marak Bath Marai Waka Yahweh Yarai Bayam Wamab Salakia Wamab Bakar Shalash Yawa Ta Baiwa Bayam Sawap, verse 5. Thahamath Yakas Yamwa Yaradwa Bama Tazawa Latha Kamwa Aban, verse 6. Yam Yanka Yahweh Na Adaria Bakak Slakia. Bakaka. Yam Yanka. Yahweh. Thara'ai Tazah. Awayah, verse 7. Wam Barab. Gawan. Ka Thaharas. Kwamyak. Thashalak. Ka Ranak. Yakalmawa. Kakwash, verse 8. Wabarawak. Apayak. Nairamwa. Mayam. Natazabwa. Kam. Nazar Layam. Kwapawa. Thaham Slakia. Thahamath. Balab. Balab Yam. That's the end of verse 8. These are the last 7 verses in the English. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 15 and verse 2. The Lord is my strength and song, and he has become my salvation. He is my God, and I will prepare him an habitation, my father's God, and I will exalt him.
Now, what's heavy about this verse is the simple fact that it gives you a clear understanding of what salvation is. Salvation isn't just believing in something, it's being saved from all your enemies and they that hate thee. They were just saved from the hand of the Egyptians. And who was that salvation? It was the Most High. The Most High is who did it. That's who gets the honor and the reverence for doing that. And we must respect how he did it as well. Did you see that they weep and wept for the Egyptians at that point? Did they sit there and say, oh, the Egyptians? No. They sang a song. They were happy it happened. Go ahead.
Verse 3. The Lord is a man of war.
One more time.
The Lord is a man of war.
I think they need to hear it again.
The Lord is a man of war.
The Lord is a man of war. That's who the Lord is. That's the spirit that he has. That's how he operates. He is a man of war. We have to get that through our heads. We can't keep marching for something that's not going to happen. We can't try to go to another people for freedom, for respect. We have to come back to our power, and that's how they respect us. Keep going.
Yahweh is his name.
Yahweh is his name. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Pharaoh's chariots and his host hath he cast into the sea.
Like it was nothing. Go ahead.
His chosen captains also are drowned in the Red Sea.
And his people, his homies, his chosen captives, they all done. Go ahead.
The depth have covered them. They sank into the bottom as a stone.
Man, the depth of that sea is all on top of them. They sank like a stone. Go ahead.
Thy right hand, O Lord, is become glorious in power.
Glorious in power. Not glorious in holding hands and forgiveness, and glorious in power. Go ahead.
Thy right hand, O Lord, hath dashed in pieces the enemy.
Has dashed in pieces thy enemy. That's how the Most High operates. Again, get that in your mind. This place will be dealt with in that same spirit. Not the same way, but the same spirit. And we shouldn't mourn for them. That's why the other scripture says, happy shall we be when, and I'm paraphrasing, when we dash the little ones against the stone. Like that should be a good moment. We shouldn't feel sorry and be like, oh, they were innocent. Yeah, just like the other little ones, their parents were probably the same thing until they grew up. You looked at them like, oh, it's just a little Edomite. She's not gonna hurt anybody until she lies on Emmett Till. Stop playing with yourselves. Get reality in your spirit. And the reality is the Most High has a plan for this place, just like he had a plan for Egypt and Pharaoh. Keep going.
Verse 7. And in the greatness of thine excellency, thou hast overthrown them that rose up against thee. Thou sentest forth thy wrath, which consumed them as stubble.
Plain and simple. Keep going.
Verse 8. And with the blast of thy nostrils, the waters were gathered together.
Easily, just like that. A blast with your nostrils. That's how easy you did it. Keep going.
The flood stood upright as an heap, and the depths were congealed in the heart of the sea.
So that it goes again and explains the wall of water to the left and to the right, and the heart, I believe it was the depths were congealed in the heart of the sea. So that means they was standing upright in the midst of the sea. All right, with that being said, Salakia, go ahead and close out.
Which means to Israel. Salute the scroll.
Y'all Shimmy Isupk Rock, yeah.
Y'all Shimmy Isupk Rock, yeah.
Y'all Shimmy Isupk Rock, yeah.
Sister wanted to salute the scroll. Son Christ. Shawty want to do an excellent job raising up the next generation of warriors.
Sorry.
All right, we're gonna get into these Hebrew prayers. We gotta vote on our text. I know that's why I hold it.
Shema. Sarpan Yahakwadam, which means turn and face the east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanaw, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Saba'ah, Ratzaka, Hayah, Aisha, Barakza, Kawah, Hayah, Bashamayim, Lathanlanau, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaklanau, Kalbashnau, Kasalaklanau, Kalbathanau, Wala'ah, Tabayanau, Banasaya one, a ball, I was shining out, Mayan, Rod, Kaya, Lakab, Amalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahathapara, Wahulamim,
Amen. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, that will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day, our daily bread. Forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
This is the Hakak prayer in the Hebrew. Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Baba Kusha. Lathanlanau. Hakak. Larapa'ah. Kal Makalah. Wakal Madawa. Hakak. Latahar. Hamatazarayim. Hakak. Lahakwayam. Hamathiam. Hakak. Arakawa. Atama'ala. Lagarshan. Bashim Yahushua. Tawada Aman.
In the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Please give us the power. Power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. Power to cleanse the lepers. Power to raise the dead. Power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it.
What? This is the blessed Israel prayer in the Hebrew. Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Barak Lanau. Wayasharala. Wahabaya. Taparim. Barak. Bashim Yahushua. Tawada Aman.
In the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Bless us. And Israel. And the school. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it.
So Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah. Ayanya. Ahahari. Ma'ayan. Yaba'ah. Aizari. Ma'ayin. Yahweh. Aisha. Shamayam. Waratza. Ayathan. Lamawat. Regalka. All Yanawam. Shamarka. Hana. La'ah. Yanawam. Wala'ah. Yayashan. Shawamar. Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashemat, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Walayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'aka, Wabawa'aka, Ma'itha, Wa'id Awalam.
Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasharala, shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day. Nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in
from this time forth
from this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore. This is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Allahayim,
Allahayim,
all Damayalaka,
Adaliyamaka,
all Thakarash,
all Thakarat,
wa all,
all
Tashquat,
Tashakwat,
all,
all
Kayahana,
Kayahana,
Awayabika,
Awayabika,
Yahama Yawan,
Yahamayawan,
Wamashana,
Wamashana,
Yaka,
Yaka,
Nasha'awa,
Nasha'awa,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al-Amaka,
Al-Amika,
Ya'irim Yamwa,
Ya'amim Yamwa,
Sawad,
Tawad,
Waya'ait, Salakia, Waya,
Waya,
Taya'ait Zawa,
Tayaitazawa,
Alta the Pawanyaka,
Al-Tasapawanyaka,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Wanakakida,
Wanakaki,
Nagoya,
Nagoya,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yaskar,
Yaskar,
Shum Yasharal,
Shum Yasha'al,
Iwan,
Iwan,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Nawa'ait Zawa,
Nawaitazawa,
Love,
La,
Yakadwa,
Yakadwa,
Al Yaka,
Ayaka,
Barya,
Barya,
Yakarakwa,
Yakaratha,
Ahahoya,
Ahahoya,
Adawan,
Adawan,
Wayashaman,
Wayashimai,
Alayam,
Alayam,
Mawa'aba,
Mawa'aba,
Wahagaria,
Wahagari,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Wa'amawan,
Wa'amawan,
Wa'amalak,
Wa'amalak,
Palashah,
Palashah,
I'm Yashabia,
I'm Yeshab,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Wa'amawan, Salaki, Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Gam Ashawar,
Gum Ashawar,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Imam,
Ayawa,
Hayawat,
Sarawai,
Sarawai,
Labanya Lawat,
Labaya Lawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Aisha,
Ashah,
Laham,
Lahom,
Kamadia,
Kamadia,
Kasiyah,
Kasaya,
Sara'ah,
Sara'ah,
Kayabia,
Kiyabia,
Wanakal,
Wanakal,
Wayashwan,
Kawashma,
Nashamadwa,
Nashamadwa,
Bayan,
Ba'ayan,
Dara,
Dara,
Hayawat,
Hayawat,
Daman,
Daman,
Ladama,
Ladama,
Shaythama,
Sha'athamu,
Nadayamawa,
Yada, Nadiyatmawa,
Kaira,
Kaira,
Wakazaba,
Wakazabah,
Wakazaba,
Wakazabah,
Wakatizor,
Wakatazar,
Mana'ai,
Mana'ai,
Kal,
Kal,
Natsiyakama,
Nasir Kumba,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Marwa,
Nairash, Slaki, Nayarashah,
Na Rashad,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Nawa,
Na'awa,
Alahayim,
Alahayim,
Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Shaythama,
Sha'athumba,
Gogala,
Gogula,
Kwash,
Sukwash,
Lapanya
Lapaya Rakah,
Ka'ash,
Ka'at,
Tabaira Ya'ira,
Taba'ira Ya'ira,
Ka,
Waka,
Lahaba,
Lahaba,
Salahat,
Talahat,
Aryam,
Harayam,
Khan,
Khan,
Taradakma,
Taradatma,
Basairika,
Basairika,
Waba,
Waba,
Sawapaka,
Sawapaska,
Tabahalam,
Tabahalam,
Mala'a,
Mala'ah,
Panyaham,
Hayaham,
Qualawan,
Kwayawan,
Wayabakwashwa,
Wabakwashu,
Shumka,
Shumka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Wahawa,
Behold,
Aydiyai,
Ayai,
Wayakaparwa,
Waya Kapara,
Waya Abadwa,
Waya Abadu,
Waya,
Waya,
Daiwa,
Dawa,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Atha,
Atha,
Shumka,
Shumka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Labadka,
Baka,
all your one,
Ayawam,
all call Haratazar.
call her Ratnazar. Psalms 83 in the English, keep not thy silence,
Keep not thy silence,
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
hold not thy peace,
hold not thy peace,
and be not still,
and be not still,
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
for lo,
for lo,
thy enemies make a tumult,
thine enemies make a tumult,
and they that hate thee
and they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people,
and consulted against thy hidden
and
one.
consulted against thy hidden one.
They have said,
They have said,
come
come,
and let us cut them off
and let us cut them off
from being a nation,
from being a nation,
that the name of Yasha'Allah
that the name of Yasharallah
may be no more remembered.
may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together
For they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against
They are
them,
confederate against
the
the
tabernacles of Edom
tabernacles of Edom
and the Ishmaelites
and the Ishmaelites
of Moab
of Moab
and the
and the
Hagarenes,
Hagarenes,
Gabal
Baal
and Ammon
and Ammon
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the
the
Philistines, with
Philistines,
the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Sure also is joined with them.
Sure also is joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah,
Salah,
do unto them
do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites,
as to Sincere,
as to Sisir,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kaisan,
at the brook of Kaisan,
which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb,
Make their nobles like
and
Oreb,
like Zee,
and like Zee.
yea,
Yea,
or their princes as
all
Sabah,
their princes at Sabah,
and as
and
Amunah,
as Zalmunna,
who
who
said,
said,
let us take to ourselves
let us take to ourselves
the houses of Yahweh in
the
possession.
houses of Yahweh in possession.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as a stubble before the wind, wind.
As the stubble before the wind.
And as the fire burneth the wood.
And as the fire burneth the wood.
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Let them be confounded.
Let them be confounded.
And trouble.
And trouble.
Forever.
Forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to shame.
And perish.
And perish.
That men may know.
That men may know.
That thou.
Whose
Name alone.
Whose name alone.
Is Yahweh.
Is Yahweh.
Are the most high.
That the most high.
Over all the earth.
Over all the earth. This is the blessings prayer in the Hebrew. Barakatha Yahweh.
Barakatha Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Yaka'ala.
Wa Yaka'ala.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Tzab Yah.
Wa Tzab Yah.
Alawak Yahana.
Alawak Yahana.
Ha Alawapim.
Ha Alawapim.
Ha Saranya.
Ha Saranya.
Kwatis Ayanya.
Ha Kwatis Ayanya.
Akaya Yalya.
Akaya Yalya.
Waha Kwati.
Waha Kwati.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Wa Shim Yahshai.
Wa Shim Yahshai.
The water Aman.
The water Aman. In the English, bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commander General Yohana.
Commander General Yohana.
The general.
The general.
The captain.
The captain.
The officers.
The officers.
Troopers.
Troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it. Sir, which means start.
All right. Does anybody want to be anointed? All right. With that being said, we need 3. Damn. We're gonna get that together. I feel some type of way. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and close out. Men of Israel, I imagine Shabbat, I imagine Barak. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah. Yashmatah. Dismissed. I feel some type